Today's video, we are talking about how to deal with the fear of not being good enough. Okay. Hi, my name is Edjcsmith and welcome to today's video. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure that you smash that subscribe button. Okay, in today's session we have Veronica, who is our business manager at the Champion Academy, and she has put her time aside to talk to you guys because, go on, Veronica, tell them.
I just want to say it's an absolute pleasure. I'm excited to be here.
So I'll just scratch my nose, go.
100%. So what I do want to ask you, Ed, because I get a lot asked lately, is how do you deal with emotions when you're under pressure? So when you have to perform, when you know you need to be on top of your game, how do you deal with the fear? And also the thoughts of maybe I'm not good enough to do this. So how do you build yourself up?
And so you talk to a lot of people that are going through that. Is that what you wanted to specifically say?
Yeah, absolutely.
So how do you deal with the fears of not being good enough? And so I think step number one, right, again, first of all, having an understanding around fear is very important. Like how you define fear is very important. And so therefore, again, it's our perception and our decision, depending on who we've spent time with, depending on our background, depending on our parents, depending on the education. So therefore, a lot of people have this perception around fear being a bad thing, right? So therefore, first of all, let's relabel fear as a great experience, because that means that we're pushing our comfort zone, right? Without fear, then something's wrong. You're staying safe. Do you want to stay safe? Of course not, right?
Hell no.
Look, and everyone wants to do more from their life, right? Everyone wants to, and if you're thinking like, I don't want to do more from life, then you're lying to yourself, right? Everyone wants to get a better job. Everyone wants to get, have a really great partner. Everyone wants to, no one like has a child and thinks, I just want a less than child. You want to do the best that you can for your child. You want to give the most that you can. That's natural human tendencies. So therefore, understanding that, the thing that stops people is the concept of fear. So pushing through the boundary of fear and saying, first of all, is it a fear? If it's doing something that is challenging us, then therefore, we're going to grow. It's uncomfortable. But if you can understand that there's no different vibration to fear and excitement. So therefore, fear and excitement are the same, but our perception of it. And people know this, but yet you put them in fear and they lose their, they're cool. They lose their head.
Yeah.
And so therefore, it's, like I said, I made Veronica do this, right? And she was like, no, I don't want to do it. But like through this, you become better and stronger. And thus, again, so daily you must look for things that you are being challenged by.
So what you mentioned there, what's very important is you pushed me to do it, right? So it's like I speak with a lot of people and they don't have the accountability they need to actually get it done. So then they're stuck in the comfort zone, because I wouldn't necessarily do this or many things, but then you push me and then I do it.
Yeah, I mean, so therefore, like having accountability, number two is like someone there to guide you ahead of schedule that's already done it. Because if they've already done it, they're not scared of it. If you're both trying to do something and you're both scared, you're not going to do it. Therefore, have someone ahead of schedule that knows what you need to do. Thus, you're going to push yourself further forward. However, again, then I'd look at the phrase, how to deal with fear, the fear of not being good enough. Again, how do you know you're not good enough? Therefore, how does anyone know that they're not good enough? It's again their meaning that they've given something.
It's their perception.
Their perception. However, again, it's compared to what? Compared to who? Who are you comparing to is what I'd say.
Where they want to be, right? Because in my mind, on some things, I would like to be there, but then I realize I'm actually here. So I have a long way to go, and I'm not good enough by where I want to be. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but like, therefore, that belief of I'm not good enough right now, and there I want to be better, the only way of getting there is moving forward. And so therefore, when people do the problem is when people do nothing. Like, I have a fear of not being good enough, thus I don't do anything. And so therefore, if you don't do anything, we've got problems, because you want to be there, but you can't even be here. And so therefore, being there, wherever there is, because there doesn't exist, there is going to make no difference anyway. So it's only how you deal with whatever it is you're doing right now, because that's it. So if you can't make now work, if you can't make this right now work, then you won't make anything work. Just remember that. Write that down. If you can't make now, right now work, then you can't make anything work.
So that leads me to the next question, which is, how do you stay right here, right now? How do you enjoy what you have right now?
So again, it's understanding, like, if you want to do something, having a clear map of where you want to go, what it is that you want to do, all right, having a clear map around those things, deciding in that moment what it is that you need to do. And if you find out that creates a trigger of fear, then retrain yourself to look at it in a different way, change your perception, change your viewpoint, whatever you want to say, and create a different experience inside of yourself that makes you enjoy that moment. And thus then, stop comparing yourself to other people. And I appreciate that. That's easier said than done today, because a lot of people grow up with social media, and I didn't have that sort of comparison when I was growing up. I only grew up with the 4 people in my life, right? Whereas today they grow up with social media, everyone. So therefore, you have to have more awareness and more emotional stability than ever before, because never before has it been easier to kind of get your message out, turn a passion into a profit, start a side hustle, all right, create a reality that you really want to create. However, at the same time, you've got to deal with a lot of other people out there creating a lot of noise. So, like I was at brunch on Sunday, and I was speaking to a client who has a 15-year-old daughter, and he's 70. That's a different conversation. And however, he was trying to get his head around like what she was going through, and he's an entrepreneur, so he was fully open to her going on her own journey rather than going to a traditional educational background, and he was just conscious of like the fact that she was using herself by doing YouTube and all of this sort of thing to potentially dangers. But after me talking to him about it, he was cool. And actually, I think although this is available for a lot of people don't actually use it. They take it for granted. I think the actual majority just watch, whereas the minority, and a fraction of the minority actually do something. Yeah. And so that if you are suffering with fear right now, that's a good thing. And if you're not, you're probably not doing anything with your life. So why don't you take your life to the next level? What?
Hell yes.
So any other questions on that, Veronica?
That's good for now.
Yeah? Is that good for now?
Good for now.
All right, so that was how to deal with fear. All right, how to deal with the fear of not being good enough. Please comment below and make sure you subscribe. As always, a pleasure. No matter what happens, never give up on your dreams, and I'll look forward to seeing you very soon.